we offer to you that first, this is the Archangel Metatron speaking. The Archangel Metatron calls you forth as the one who is the way shower, the light bringer, he or she who is here to anchor and vibrate to love. We want to call this out in you now. We say, your heart is divine, and it is the guiding instrument that gets you through, that continues to help you to live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Charmed Life podcast. My name is Tricia Carr. I am your host. And this episode, I am going to bring through a message, a channeled message about what we do right now in the times that we're in, where there is a lot of pain and suffering. There's a lot of difficulty. Now, if you are listening or watching this, it's sometime when it is not approximate to when this is being released, which is in 2021, the beginning of 2021, I think that it's something that we can always utilize, this message. When things are painful in society, or when things are painful somehow in the world around you, well, how do we get through it? How do we, as people who are spiritual seekers, which is what I assume if you're here, that you're probably very sensitive, very empathic. Spiritual seekers are ones who are here to anchor and uphold unity consciousness. And when there's pain and suffering, usually it's a distinct alignment, vibration. We sense this separation, this pain, and this fight. Before I started this, I felt, a channeled message coming through, and I just felt the energy of it. And so I asked, what is it? What does everyone need to know, so I can at least do a little introduction to whenever it's going to happen? And that was what I heard, was that it is, we need support. All of us need support on what to do in the troubled times. And how do we maintain our spiritual hygiene, our energetic hygiene, our mental and emotional, which eventually comes out to our physical bodies as well. How do we maintain health and well-being? How do we get through? Okay, with that, I'm going to take a moment and let the channel come through. I have a sense of who's coming through, and it will be a collective, possibly it may be one or two. So I'm going to let the message come through, and afterward, or in the description, I will explain the energies, or if there are any, to identify if it's a particular archangel or master. I will let you know. It could be a collective, and I will let you know, because it's something I'll let happen after we co-create this. Now, I will say that when I channel, I close my eyes. It helps me to focus on the inside and not let the outside world take my mental energy from the subconscious realm. And so my eyes will be closed, and as I prepare and allow the channel to come through, if it takes a little bit of time for that to happen, you may see an edit, but that's just because it was too much silence. But it may happen really fast, so we'll see what happens. Thank you for joining me in this sacred work, and let us now welcome in the answer and the support and the energetic attunement from Spirit. The question from you, dear ones, is, how does one continue to live in a world where there is so much perception of death? This is the question that is being asked, whether you know it or not. And this has to do with the many things that are going on, the many things that are being revealed as a part of your collective creation together. And the reason we say, how does one live when there is so much death? This is the truth of this is the underlying content of your question. You see, to live means to be well, means to be in the positive, forward-moving vibration of love and connection. And when there is so much that is living. And then when there is so much on the outside, that is separation, pain, this is actually the frequency of death. And so we have a dichotomy here. The individual, you, dear, beautiful child, wants to live, wants to be in unity, in harmony. And yet on the outside, there is discordance, and there is pain, and there is fight, one against the other. So how do we allow this dichotomy, this oil and water, to actually exist? And so we offer to you that first, this is the Archangel Metatron speaking. The Archangel Metatron calls you forth as the one who is the way shower, the light bringer, he or she who is here to anchor and vibrate to love. We want to call this out in you now. We say, your heart is divine, and it is the guiding instrument that gets you through, that continues to help you to live. And this is our first message for you. How do you live when there is so much death around? We say, live. We say, let that heart live. It is your heart that is complete. When you drop down into it, it will give you the home, the health, and the connection that is your truth. And you may say, but my heart is broken. We see this. We know this. We ask you to go deeper into it. Continue to go deeper into that heart and find the place where it is untainted, untarnished, for it exists. No matter what, it exists. Regardless, unconditionally, it exists. So we ask you to go deeper into you, your beautiful being. And you will find us there. Why? Because we are one. We are connection. We are unified. That is you, and you are us. You are one. You are the infinite creator manifest. And so we ask you to dive deep into your heart and what this looks like in your life, in your happenings, in the way that things are manifested physically. Sometimes it may mean that you take to your chamber and you get quiet. Other times it may mean that you go out into the world and you move your body, you move your form, and you connect. Do it from the heart, deep in the heart. Find one, find another, find many who are able to find that depth of their heart too, or be in your chamber and be quiet and revel in the beauty that is the truth of who you are. This is what you are intended to do. We understand that action is what actually helps things to change on your planet, but we say you cannot take action if you are depleted and you are not truly connected to the most creative and most powerful instrument, resource of who you are, and that is your heart, especially you who listen, because you are here on a mission, and that mission is communicated to you and resourced through that heart. It is your oracle. It is your divine guidance. It is the truth of who you are. And so we ask you to dive deep into it. However deep, feel it, sense it, know that it is there, and you will be connected and activated by it. That pure spot inside your heart, that purity, the unconditional of space of your being. It is alive, and it is the most alive component of you. And so, as the question, as we said, fundamentally is how to live when there is so much death. The life is inside your heart, deep. Allow it to be activated. And then you will survive, and you will be well, and you will help and heal your brothers and sisters. Amen. Moving to the forefront now, we have the Mother Mary, the Divine Mother, and many of the other aspects of Mother and Gaia and help and nurturance, any and all beings that you know as masters or guides or guardians, be it your own mother, be it the higher self aspect of you as mother, the divine parent, but the mother. And we stand with the forefront of Mother Mary, for this seems to be the way that many will connect here. And if you want to visualize the pale blue that is associated with this energy, this pale blue is being wrapped around you now in comfort. We say that this pale blue represents the sky. And Father Sky and Divine Mother together hold you in a comforting embrace, acknowledging and soothing the hurt. As my tears fall upon you with my empathy for all that you have witnessed, all that you have experienced, I intend to soothe you, sweet, dear child of the universe. May you be comforted. May you be nourished. May you be nurtured. You are held now in this pale energy of blue, of light, of tenderness. And I ask you, We, Divine Mother, ask you to give yourself nourishment and nurturance. We ask you to attend to the wounds, and we ask you to remove yourself from any habits that would perpetuate wounding and trauma. We call this out with a gentle and tough love, sweet one. Please remove yourself from patterns that create more harm to you and or to others. For if there is harm to you, there is harm to others. So we ask you to remove yourself from these situations that create the pattern of discordance within you. We want you to feel harmony. We want you to feel comfort. We want you to feel serenity. And so we call in this energy of serenity by this pale blue activation, a pale blue ray of creativity, of light, of love. And we ask you to receive it. Let it wrap around you. Let it imbue you, whatever seems right for you. And call it to you in prayer. Call it to you in love. It is the offering. And we ask you to let it minister to you so that you may see the areas where the wounds are being solved and nurtured and soothed. And we also ask to let this energy point out to you the areas where you can discontinue patterns that may create harm. For we do not want you to be harmed anymore, sweet one. We see your power and we love you for the mission and the tenderness of your heart. And we love you for your intelligence. And we love you for all that it is that you are creating. And we want to see this more. We want to see the truth of who you are. We want your creation. And so be soothed now. Be nurtured. Be nourished. Allow this energy to hold you and comfort you. This is the way that you can move back onto your empowered, beautiful path of light and to give the love that only you can give, sweet child. Okay, I think that was it. I think there was probably some stammering here and there, and that can happen with me sometimes just as my frequency, like the signal, you know what I mean, like is getting a little bit challenged, and that's just me as a human. And I think that we got everybody that was identified. If anything else comes through in my I'm still a bit in state. If anything else comes through about who may have been a part of that conversation or anything else, I'll put it in the show notes or in the title. So be sure to read it down below if you are interested, if there's anything more to read. And of course, there might be some links to some other things in there. Like I said, I'm still in state, so I'm going to go ahead and conclude this. Thank you so much. I love you for being here, and I hope that there was something that was helpful or useful to you. Thanks for tuning in. I love you, whoever you are. Hey everyone, it's that time of year again. Time for the Intuitive Intensive. The Intuitive Intensive is a 12-week immersive educational and group coaching program designed to blast open your psychic, intuitive abilities.
There's no going back. I can't unsee all the things that I've seen. I can't unfeel all the things that I've felt. It's been life-changing, not just because of everything that I've learned, but everything that I've experienced.
I am always so afraid of being seen. That's something that makes me want to hide, but this is just making me want to come out.
Class begins January 18th, 2021. Registration is open now, and all levels of development are welcome. Serious students only. This program is taught by myself, Tricia Carr, and Crystal Ann Compton. Find the link to read more and register in the description below. We hope to see you in class.